Hey, Minnesota Egg Ed, Joe Ramstead here. I'm the egg teacher at Staples Motley High School, and I'm excited to share about an interactive activity that I like to do in my egg econ course called the Greenhouse Business Plan. Now, this is tied directly to the new Minnesota Egg Econ curriculum that you have access to within the TIP Share Drive. This is something that Veronica, Ward, and I worked on throughout the spring and into the summer this year. And hopefully you can utilize this within your egg business classes. But this particular assignment is something you utilize as an extension activity within that curriculum if you so choose. I count this as the SAE within my egg econ course, which means it's 15% of their final course grade. So students make sure to put a lot of work into this because it is a big, hefty chunk of their evaluation in this class, but also it's a pretty fun little project for them to work on too. I divide students up in teams of 4 to 5 based off of a variety of different factors, and students turn in one project and one presentation as a team. And I have students also enter their contributions on AET at the end of each class period as well, so I can kind of monitor who's doing what and the efforts that each member is putting in and consider that within the evaluation. Now I have a variety of different handouts that are available to you, and I'm going to briefly summarize them, but you have links and access to all of these things. The first is the project information handout over here on the right, and this is the document that I give students on the first day of when I'm introducing the activity. It kind of goes over everything they need to include within their project. So there's a lot there, but it's very helpful for students as they kind of check off the things they need to include within their project. Then each group gets a copy of the Google Doc template and the Google Sheets template. Google Doc template is where they actually enter their specific business plan and their narratives for their finances. And then the Google Sheets template is where they actually enter how much they want to sell the different plants for and also calculate their profit margins and things like that. A grading rubric is available as well for students to look at and also for me to help evaluate the projects as they get submitted. And finally, the Teacher's Eyes Only, or TEO, Google Sheets Answers that provides you with an answer key to the financial information, because while a lot of narratives are going to look a little bit different from group to group, the numbers that they crunch within the spreadsheet should be pretty darn similar. And a lot of students actually figure out how to program the spreadsheets and will do it on their own. But this sheet is a good answer key for you as well, just if you want to double check answers as well. Okay, so the project handout is what students get on day one, as I mentioned. I have some guiding assumptions there that kind of help students get some of their upfront questions answered, like, well, do we got to account for labor and things like that? That's all answered within the guiding assumptions. Then I outline all of the required elements of their business plan and their marketing plan, and all of that is here. And it's also available to them in a template format within that narratives document that I was describing earlier. So they don't really necessarily have to keep this per se, but for those type A goal check marking people like me, this is a tool for them so they can kind of visually see how they're doing in their progress. Now, the first part is just a financial analysis that we talked about in that spreadsheet, but a lot of these other things are done specifically in that document. And how I will set that up is I will teach, let's say, for example, shifts in supply and demand. And I'll use the Minnesota Egg Econ curriculum and teach that concept for about 2 days in class. And afterwards, when we do some engaging activities in class to teach that, some lab simulations and whatnot, then we will go in and I will actually have them hit the pause button and work on that section of their project for a day in class. And if they finish their section early, they can move ahead and work on farther in their plan, or they can go to the greenhouse and do some free labor for Mr. Ramstead, which is an awesome thing. And as we go down, you can see we get through all of the different micro and macroeconomic concepts within the curriculum, and it ends with a marketing plan where students develop business cards, creative elements, social media, etc., that we can use within our Staples Motley FFA and school district social media to promote our greenhouse. And then also they deliver a final presentation so students can kind of see the work that other teams did. So again, each group is from 4 to 5 people, and they turn in one business plan template, the Google Doc, and one spreadsheet template. So again, this is a brief outline of the plan elements, including a team contract, about us section, financials, the economic modules, and then a marketing and comm plan. Okay, I like to use this because it is a great project-based learning tool that I can use to evaluate student learning and mastery of concepts in one easy tool that's fun and engaging and gets them up and moving around the classroom and even going outside. It's very applied in nature. It eliminates the need for bookwork in many cases. And it is a complex long-term project that I think is a great way to evaluate student ability to work on teams and whatnot. I have a variety of resources that are available to you too, not only those links on the previous slide, but also a marketing and business bootcamp, because our Egg Econ curriculum doesn't really go that in depth with marketing and business. So there you can kind of navigate those concepts with your kids. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. My email and phone number are there. Thanks for watching.